So here's the saga of my attempts to register my new Toyotron electric motorbike. There's no real video of any of it, so I'll just narrate the story and pop up some pictures. If you thought you had trouble with your Department of Motor Vehicles, you ain't seen nothing yet. Well, the staff there were great, it's just all the circumstances surrounding the process. It all started when I placed an order for the motorbike at the Toyotron office in Bangkok. They don't have dealers, so all orders come through this factory office. Unfortunately, they're 220 kilometers away from my condo and in a different province, so they couldn't do the registration for me. When it was built in the factory, they drove the bike down to me in the back of a pickup truck, a 440-kilometer round trip for them, but delivery cost was included in the price I paid. I was happy to have the bike, and I did a tiny bit of riding on it. Then it was time to get it registered. We don't have a land transport office in my town, but there is one in Pranbury, about 25 kilometers away. I checked with the manager of my condo, and she called the office to double-check, which was lucky. They said I couldn't go to Pranbury because they can't handle electric vehicles there. I'd have to go all the way to Pratchip-Kiri-Khan town, 180 kilometers away. Damn, that's a 2-hour drive down and 2 hours back. Oh well. The next morning I borrowed a friend's pickup truck and rolled it in from a small set of steps and strapped in the bike. On my way out, the manager told me I needed to get a document from immigration, which she forgot to mention to me yesterday. So, over to the immigration office I go. This free document cost me only 500 baht, or just over $14. This is lucky because when I registered my first bike, the free document cost me $26. With document in hand, along with my passport and the paperwork from Toyotron, off I go. I arrived there about 11:30 a.m. and drove right into the inspection tunnel. Now I have to say the guys there were fantastic. One man spoke sufficient English for us to understand each other, but they were all very helpful and very friendly. But this is when things started to go pear-shaped. Part of registering or renewing a Thai vehicle is the ceremonial rubbing of the VIN number. They literally put a piece of white tape over the punched VIN number and rub it with a pencil. This tape is then stuck onto your registration paper and becomes a permanent part of the vehicle's history. Problem number 1. They couldn't find the VIN number. Apparently on most bikes, the VIN number is on the frame at the rear of the bike or on the steering column up front. Multiple guys are in the pickup truck looking everywhere on the bike, VIN number not to be found. We unscrewed the rear seat and storage compartment, and boom, there it is, hidden inside. But the problem is the numbers stamped into the frame are basically illegible. Only part of the bottom of each number was sufficiently punched into the metal, and it looked like something had been riveted in place over this location and then removed. When they compared this number to the perfectly formed pencil rub-down tape provided by Toyotron, there is no way they came from the same location on the bike, and this really got their attention. They asked me, "You buy used bike?" "No, it's new." "Bike have accident?" "No, it's new from the factory." I'm getting a really bad feeling right now. Am I being hosed by Toyotron? Why doesn't it match? We took the entire front fairing off the bike to see if there's another number stamped in the steering column, but no go. By this time, it's lunch, and everyone goes on break for an hour. So I decide to call Toyotron. According to the phone company recording, the phone number at the top of all of the Toyotron paperwork I received is disconnected. Now I'm really mad. I used my phone to look on the Toyotron website and found a phone number for the service department. I called it and someone answered but didn't speak English very well. I explained the problem as best I could. I just couldn't get him to understand. I then emailed the head lady and told her what was going on. About half an hour later, she wrote back and said, "Go home, we fix problems soon." So I thanked the guys at the land transport office, and I drove the 2 hours home with the bike in pieces. I then exchanged emails with the Toyotron lady, sending her pictures of the dodgy VIN number. She said they'll come down to my condo again and see. So a couple of days later, they drove in a pickup truck from Bangkok to my condo. I was thinking we could all drive down to the land transport office from there, but after looking at it, she said they would take it back to the factory and fix it. So they loaded the bike up and drove it back to Bangkok. That's another 440 kilometers for them. 2 weeks later, we arranged that they would come to my condo with the bike, pick me up, and then drive another 2 hours south to the land transport office. They showed up, I jumped in, and down we went. We drove into the inspection tunnel, and in 5 minutes, the land transport office guys did their rubbing with the now beautiful VIN number. The Toyotron man walked my paperwork through all steps of the process at the office, including getting the required insurance and a shiny new license plate. Half an hour later, we're on our way back to my condo. I have to say, Toyotron really did a great job for me there. But we could have avoided this whole problem if they had done the right thing in the factory the first time. Now, I believe in something that I call the final insult. Whenever something goes wrong, it's usually a sequence of events that culminates in one final crappy event to top everything off. So as they're unloading the bike in my parking lot, the kid holding the front lost his grip, and the bike's front wheel fender caught the lip of the pickup truck's tailgate and broke one of the clips during the sudden drop to the ground. Ugh. The Toyotron lady had a look on her face like, I don't fucking believe this. I took a quick look and decided I could epoxy the clip back in place and told her not to worry about it. She was very relieved and thankful. They quickly got in the pickup truck and drove home to Bangkok. I'm happy that I have a working and registered and insured electric motorbike, and I'm sure they're happy to be done with me.